Welcome back. You know, we love a good deep dive, and this time you guys sent in articles about something I honestly didn't think we'd be covering. The Justin Bieber situation.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Bieber is like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
But the articles you sent in really paint a picture of like something deeper going on.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting because on the surface, it's this whole Sean P. Diddy Combs scandal that's unfolding, but it's interesting to see how it's affecting other people. You know, even someone like Justin Bieber who has a past connection with Diddy.
Right. It's not just like they met at an award show or something. Like it sounds like there's some real anxiety from Bieber about this whole thing.
Yeah, and to understand why, you have to realize like how serious these charges against Diddy are. This isn't, you know, just a slap on the wrist. We're talking sex trafficking, racketeering, like really serious accusations.
Wow. And to make matters even more, like, got to know what's going on, his legal team is asking for a gag order.
Yeah.
Like they don't want anything else getting out there.
Exactly. And you know, on Bieber's side, you know, we're hearing reports of him, you know, really struggling, like barely eating, visibly distressed.
Like this is really hitting a nerve for him.
Yeah.
So how does Bieber even know Diddy? The article's kind of skimmed over that.
Right. So it seems like it goes back to when Bieber was first starting out. You know, Usher was kind of his mentor back then.
Okay.
And it was probably through Usher that Bieber met Diddy.
Ah, that makes sense. I mean, you're a young guy trying to make it in music. You beat someone like Diddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how that would be a big deal.
Of course. Yeah.
But now looking back on it with these allegations, it's just like, oh man, what were those early interactions really like?
Yeah. And, you know, the music industry is no joke when it comes to power dynamics, especially with a young artist trying to, you know, climb the ladder. It can be intense.
Yeah, it's like those old school stories of these young, you know, starlets being taken advantage of by the big Hollywood execs, but like, this is the music version.
Yeah, and in today's world with social media, everything just gets amplified so much more.
It's a whole other layer.
It's a whole other, it's a whole other layer. And for Bieber, it's like all colliding at once, you know, his past, his present. It's gotta be a lot.
It's like this image of having it all, the money, the fame. It does protect you from this kind of stuff.
Not at all. Not at all. And especially now that he's married, he's got a baby, like these are big life changes.
And that's where Hailey Bieber comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, she is described as like his rock in these articles.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting, you know, because she's not just his wife.
Yeah.
She's a new mom now.
Right.
And from everything we're hearing, she's really taking both of those roles seriously. Like there was one quote that said, she describes Justin as an incredible dad. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah, she sees that side of him as genuine and strong.
She's really there for him in all of this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But it's not easy. You know, the articles also say that she's worried sick about him, like she's scared all this stress gonna break him.
Being a new mom is hard enough. I can't imagine having this on top of it.
Yeah, one source even said she feels like she has 2 kids at this point, Justin and baby Jack.
Oh, wow.
Like that's
a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it sounds like it's gotten to the point where she feels like she needs to do something.
And that's where the whole therapy thing comes in. Right?
Exactly. Hailey has said that therapy's helped her a lot, and she really thinks it could be a game changer for Justin, too.
It's like she's really seen the benefits firsthand and thinks he could, too.
Yeah, and it shows how much she cares. You know, she's not just saying like, oh, it'll be all right. She's actively trying to find ways to help him.
Right. But you have to wonder, is he even open to therapy? There's still so much stigma around mental health, especially for guys, especially like in the public eye.
Oh, totally. It's like this expectation to be tough, to never show any weakness. And in the music industry, that's even more intense.
Can you imagine being Bieber for a second? Like, you've been famous since you were a kid. Everyone's always watching you, judging you.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard to then be like, hey, I need help.
It's like growing up with the whole world, watching your every move, every mistake. And then you add in all the stuff we were talking about with the industry itself.
Those connections to people like Diddy.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't know the details of what Bieber went through, but it definitely makes you think about the darker side of all of this.
Right. Like all the glitz and glamour kind of fades away, and you see how easy it would be for young artists to get taken advantage of.
It makes you wonder about the price of fame.
For sure.
Yeah.
And for Bieber, it's all happening at a time when he's got so much going on personally, too.
It's like this reminder that no matter how much money or fame you have, it doesn't make you immune to struggles.
Not at all. And in his case, it's all playing out so publicly, too.
It's kind of like we're getting this glimpse behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You know, seeing the real effects of everything.
And you have to give Hailey credit. She's handling it all with so much strength.
Seriously. She's being a good wife, a good mom, and setting an example at the same time.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But let's not forget about Bieber becoming a dad in the middle of all of this, too.
that's right. The articles mentioned he's really taking to fatherhood.
Yeah, like one source even called him an incredible dad. It's a side of him we don't hear about that often.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see that even with everything else going on, he's finding joy in being a dad.
It really is. It makes you wonder if this whole experience will end up being a good thing for him in the long run, you know? Help him grow and heal.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it's definitely having an impact, that's for sure. We're back, and, it's like the more we dig into this whole Justin Bieber thing, the more you realize it's not just another celebrity gossip story.
Right.
It's about the pressure these young stars are under, the stuff they deal with even after they become famous.
Yeah, and how everything gets amplified when you're in the public eye.
Totally. Like you said earlier about the power dynamics in the industry, that really stuck with me.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to forget that there's this whole other side to the music business.
It's not all parties and award shows. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of competition, and when you add in these allegations against Diddy, it makes you wonder what Bieber might have experienced early on.
Like those connections he made through Usher. It's different now.
Yeah, you can't help but look back and think about it differently.
Exactly, and it makes you realize how important it is for young artists to have good people around them.
A strong support system is crucial.
Speaking of which, can we talk about Hailey Bieber for a sec? I mean,
Yeah.
she is really showing up for him in all of this.
Oh, absolutely. She's not shying away from any of it.
It's like she's saying, this is my husband, these are our problems, and we're going to face them together.
And that's huge. And the fact that she's encouraging therapy, that's a big deal.
It really is. It shows a lot of strength to say, hey, I think this could help you.
It's not always easy to admit that you might need help.
Totally. Like this whole thing is reminding us that everyone goes through stuff, even celebrities.
Exactly. And that sometimes love and support can make all the difference.
And let's not forget, he's a dad now, too. It sounds like he's really embracing that part of his life.
It's like finding a bright spot in all the darkness.
It really is. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. Everything from the Diddy scandal to Bieber's struggles, Hailey's support.
It's been quite the deep dive.
It has. But, as always, we like to leave you with something to think about. So knowing everything we've talked about today, how can we be more understanding of what celebrities go through?
It's easy to judge from the outside, but we never really know what's going on behind closed doors.
So true. Well said. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and keep those questions coming.